Take it away.
Okay.
All right, so I'll jump in here. So it's okay.
How long do you think it's going to take for me to have a screw up today?
Oh, I would give you like 30 seconds.
Oh, thank you.
I'm wondering if you're going to say your name right.
Thanks. Appreciate the confidence.
Synergy Lab, episode 6, take 1.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Synergy on Record. Oh my God, it's been 20 seconds. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of Synergy on Record. I'm Synergy Lab's marketing director, and today I'm joined by Kola of KOY Immigration Services. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Tawnya, for having me here. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Before we dive into FAR, Kola is one of our business partners working in the immigration space, obviously, and he is a new partner as of this year, and his office is actually right in Oshawa down the street from the Synergy Lab office. So we invited him in today just to have a chat about the partnership and TalentTrack and all of that fun stuff. We'll see where the conversation goes. So Kola, maybe let's start with a quick intro, who you are and what you do.
Thank you so much. My name is Kola. I'm a licensed Canadian immigration consultant. I got my license April 2018, and it's been an interesting journey, especially because I moved to Canada myself as an immigrant 2 years prior to that time, and knowing how the immigration process can be cumbersome for you as a foreign national, I decided to help other immigrants like myself or foreign nationals like myself who are looking to Canada as their choice country to walk through that process. Now, I've worked with international students, skilled workers, skilled trade workers in different parts of the world, ranging from Africa, Asia, even to Europe. But one of the challenges I have faced in my practice is actually working with employers on this side and connecting them with talent we have outside Canada. So it's been a very Herculean task because, like you know, within the Canadian labor market, you want to be sure you're getting the right employers who have the need for the right talent, and bringing both together has been a really, really tough space for us in our practice. And I think we were having a conference this year.
June.
Yeah, June. And I was just going around different stands, and I saw this green color. And I was like, okay, Synergy Lab, what do you guys do? Do you guys have a laboratory? What is lab? What does it have to do with immigration?
Yeah.
And I approached it was Nova and your team.
Yeah.
And she told me what you are doing with respect to attracting talents and helping them settle in with employers. I'm like, that sounds too good to be true. And the funny thing was the onboarding process with Synergy Lab was very seamless. Yeah, though very thorough, because a lot of agreements, a lot of scrutiny. But what I enjoyed about it was the fact that you understood the needs of the employers who are in Canada, and you've created a process flow for them to navigate the temporary foreign workers program.
Right.
And secondly, your ability to identify what was the bottleneck for us immigration consultants with respect to getting the right talents and matching them with the right employers. So it's a win-win for us.
What an amazing segue. I think that we can just be done with the episode because everything that Kola just said is like, wow. Awesome intro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you've set me up well for what's coming next. So, As Kola mentioned, he met Nova and Alex from our team in June at the KPIC conference in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And we've heard lots of feedback from Nova and Alex in that our booth was colorful and vibrant, and they're such great brand ambassadors as well. They do an amazing job.
They did. They were smiling. As a matter of fact, they were moving from table to table, interacting with everyone.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, well, they must have something unique to offer, And it's so when I was told the office was in Oshawa, I'm like, Oshawa? good things like this come from Oshawa. Oh, I need to be there.
Yeah.
And because my office is in Oshawa, and then I'm like, okay, let me just come see you guys in the office. And the interesting thing was we had the first set of cohorts in August, and that was the first time in my 5 years of practice where for the clients and even my colleagues in my firm to finalize the process for onboarding in less than 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, it was seamless. Even for the candidates, they are more prepared to get into the country than ever.
Yeah.
I was just talking to you before this event that I just took one of my clients who landed to get their driver's license.
Yeah.
And that was because there has been no orientation about what do you do when you come into the country. When I came into the country for like 3 months, just settling in with getting your license done, getting your health card done, with a lot of information overload.
Yeah.
But for these candidates, they are well equipped to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
So it's really amazing.
Oh, that's fantastic feedback. And for anybody that isn't aware, Kola is referring to Synergy Lab's newest program, TalentTrack. So we started running TalentTrack this year. And as he mentioned, he had some of his clients go through our August cohort, which was specifically for PSWs. So people in other countries interested in transitioning their careers to Canadian workplace, working as personal support worker. And it sounds like you've had a great experience. It's, I don't want to put words into your mouth, but do you find that partnering with us and having your clients go through TalentTrack has alleviated some of your workload maybe?
Tremendously.
Yeah?
I would say 60%.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's not just getting them to apply for their work permit. What TalentTrack has done for the candidates is they are more equipped, even not just for their career, for their integration into the Canadian system.
Yeah.
Which is it's not just a win to the immigration field, it's also a win to the Canadian labor market. And I'm sure most employers that have partnered with Synergy would find by the time we do an assessment of the retention of their staff and how easy they're able to grow even in their career, there will be a remarkable difference.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things that we wanted to build into it that was very important to us was that settlement piece, because we know how difficult and you know, immigrating from another country and coming to a brand new place, you can imagine the overwhelm. Well, you've experienced it. I haven't, but many people on the Synergy Lab team have, and so we hear the experience firsthand, and obviously all of our clients that come through, they have their own stories. So having those resources available to them was something that definitely needed to be a part of it, and it's nice to hear that it has been a valuable aspect of the program.
Yeah, it is.
That's great. So the partnership has benefited your business. That's fantastic to hear. In your career in the immigration space, had you come across any businesses that were comparable to Synergy Lab at all, that were offering programs to kind of assist your clients or kind of hold their hand through the process, or were we the first company that you came across that had that kind of concept?
Yeah, to be honest with you, Synergy Lab is the first I've come across. Yeah, especially in the space of attracting the best talents to the Canadian labor force. Synergy Lab has been the first, and it's a model that I see would be effective for the Canadian labor market.
Okay, interesting. So you're a new partner as of this year. You just met Nova and Alex in June. So usually a business partnership, you want to have a level of trust and comfort with working with the company that you're investing in some way, shape, or form. And when it comes to immigration and clients coming over, you hear of, we've heard experiences, at least, of people finding programs that aren't necessarily legitimate and they could be scammed or whatever it may be.
Exactly.
Whatever happens. We'd like to think that we're a vetted source, and we have the backing to show people that they can trust us. But what as the immigration expert, what led you to feel like you could trust us and our partnership?
Very good question. To be honest with you, our regulatory body has done a whole lot of education to the consumers of immigration practice to tell them beware of immigration fraud. I've had clients reach out to our firm telling us things that do not even exist in the process. You know, they reach out to some people, they tell them they are recruiters, they tell them they've gotten an LMI for them, only to be told at last minute it doesn't even exist. So the business is actually based on trust. And that, when I met Alex and Nova, when they told me what they were doing, my first concern was even, how do we trust this? You understand? And reading through the agreements, because the foundation of what Synergy is doing is trust with all partners. So my first concern was, hope if we bring clients through this process from start to finish, we'll give them what we promised.
Yeah.
You understand? And I'm right here in the office.
Yeah.
So it's a worthy partnership. Let me just put it that way, you know. And that was why even the quarterly meeting I was present to meet the team, see what the process is like. Because the worst thing we want to do as practitioners of immigration is to ensure that we keep true to the ethics of our profession.
Absolutely.
In dealing with clients, in dealing with employers, in dealing with every stakeholder in the value chain. So it's a worthwhile adventure.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. So we've heard your feedback in terms of the TalentTrack program, how it's helped you and your business, and the aspects that you like of the program. Have you received any feedback from your clients in terms of their experience? Have they shared any thoughts about their experience going through
Yes, they
TalentTrack?
have.
Yeah.
Now, first is with the onboarding process, with the interview process. Number one, I think one of the feedback I got from them was the way the interview was structured. There was no fluff. This is what we want.
Yeah.
This is what you have. Will you be comfortable with working in this kind of space? So there was a comfort level for them. Then I got, let me just highlight two of the candidates. One of them was like, it's been overwhelming doing research for themselves. But the TalentTrack program kind of kept things in perspective for her.
Nice.
You know, especially coming in as a personal support worker, someone who is a nurse in her home country. How would her career trajectory work when she comes to Canada? So she said it's reduced, as a matter of fact, eliminated that stress for her. So it's really worth the while.
Yeah, that's great. I love hearing that. Where are most of your clients coming from?
Now, in terms of country?
In terms of country, people specifically that have went through the program.
Now, we got some from Asia.
Okay.
And some from Africa. So majorly Africa and Asia. So that's where we have our footprints.
And this might be a loaded question, I'm not sure, but what is their main reason for wanting to transition their career to Canada?
Oh. Now, for some of them, for most of them, they find the Canadian country as a safe place for their families.
Yeah.
And also, there are some who want to actually have that global experience in their career path. So that's actually what it's been for most of them.
Makes sense. So, and you might be able to speak to this as an immigrant yourself, but when you're going through that process and, you know, the light bulb goes off and you think, oh, I'm interested in moving to Canada, let's see what's next. What kind of feelings come up? What's the initial thought? They see Canada as a safe space, but that's a big change. That's a big transition. Is there fear involved? Is there, you know, you mentioned the word overwhelm at one point. What are they excited? What's the general kind of feeling of clients that are getting ready?
So the reality is some of them, there's a lot of unanswered questions. Okay, what does it look like in a new country? What is it like to settle down into a career? So there are a lot of what does it look like? What does it look like? You know, and that's I think it's natural
Yeah.
for most people, especially as adults. You are moving into something new. And I think one of the, like I keep saying, one of the key things the TalentTrack program did for most of these individuals was they had a very conducive learning environment.
Yeah.
Where most questions, most concerns of new immigrants were addressed in those forums.
Yeah.
You know, and I read through the curriculum myself. It's just tailored towards settling into the country and having a head start.
Yeah.
And not just that, if you look at the TalentTrack program, it's not just you come into the country and we'll leave you.
Right.
So there are other supports, ongoing support for these individuals. And that for me, it alleviates that stress for any immigrants.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah, we kind of hold their hand throughout the process and make
Exactly.
sure that they're successful once they land in Canada.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, being curious naturally it's a good thing. I think that it's important to ask questions. And one of the questions that you had brought up that your clients will ask you is, what is it like in Canada? So how would you typically answer that question?
We are loving as Canadians.
Yeah.
And we love to see everyone grow. So and that's the energy I see with the Synergy team. You understand? Even as a partner, the way the team has worked with our team, it's been it's been a very fruitful one. You know, so that's the spirit here.
Yeah.
And so for those who are listening, it's working with this team gives you, even as an immigration consultant, the confidence knowing that your clients are stepping into something fruitful for them. So I think it's an ecosystem that thrives. Let me just put it that way.
I love that. I feel like we've got some really good bits, and I could continue this conversation onward, but I want to be respectful of your time and respectful of everybody watching. Do you have any last thoughts that you'd like to share?
Yeah. Now, if you're an immigration practitioner, I will ask you, what are you waiting for? Come on board.
Ooh, I love it. What are you waiting for? We're gonna quote that and use it on our next marketing brochure.
That's good.
Kola from KOY Immigration Services. What are you waiting for? Thank you so much for
Thank you
taking
so much,
time out of your
Tawnya.
day.
It's my
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. As always, if you want to learn more about TalentTrack or any other Synergy Lab programs, feel free to visit us online at synergylab.ca. For anybody that is unaware, we have just shared and revamped some awesome content online. So if you haven't had the chance yet to check it out, we encourage you to do so. As always, feel free to connect with us on social media as well, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere else you can find us. Until then, chat soon. Thanks for tuning in.